When we think of celebrity lifestyle, we picture mega yachts, diamond-encrusted water bottles, and people who burn cash to light their cigars. But what if I told you that some of Hollywood's biggest names are out here living like, well, us? Yeah, they've got Oscars on their shelves, but their frugal habits would make your coupon-collecting grandma proud. And let's be real, sometimes it feels like a PR stunt. Other times, it's just plain weird, and occasionally, it's admirable. Either way, today we're peeling back the golden curtain to expose the shockingly cheap side of the rich and famous. First up, we have Lady Gaga, the woman who once wore a literal meat dress to drop money like confetti. But surprise, Gaga is the kind of person who clips coupons at the grocery store. Picture this. You're in aisle 7, buying milk, and the woman in front of you in giant sunglasses, a leather jacket, and 10-inch platform boots is fumbling through a coupon booklet for 50 cents off laundry detergent. That's Gaga. Some say it's relatable. Others say it's cheap PR. But here's the controversial part. If you're worth hundreds of millions, why are you fighting with the cashier about expired coupons? Gaga might be one of the most creative artists alive, but when it comes to shopping, she's every mom at Walmart on double discount day. Next up, we have Ed Sheeran. Yeah, the same Ed that sells out stadiums, dominates charts, and is worth hundreds of millions. But guess what? He gives himself a monthly allowance. That's right, the man could buy an island, but he's budgeting like a broke college student. He once admitted he limits himself to about $1,000 a month. Imagine being at a bar with Ed, and when it's his turn to buy drinks, he's like, "Sorry lads, can't afford it. Already hit my budget this month." Honestly, it's hard not to side-eye this one. If you've got private jets waiting, but you're rationing your coffee money, what's the point? Fans call it humble. Critics say it's performative. Either way, Ed Sheeran is living like your roommate who owes you $3.75 for the pizza. Sounds funny? However, not as funny as the tale of Jennifer Lawrence, an A-list actress, Oscar winner, and face of Dior campaigns. Wrong. Jen pulls up in a Chevy Volt. But here's the tea. Fans think it's adorable, while critics argue it's a PR strategy. But let's be real, nothing screams America's sweetheart like driving a car your neighbor Steve owns. Well, Keanu Reeves took the acting like poor to a next level. I mean, he was spotted taking the subway like a regular New Yorker. Sounds wholesome, right? But here's where it gets messy. Some say Keanu does it because he's genuinely chill. Others claim paparazzi, conveniently, always catch him being humble. Like, how many times can one man accidentally get photographed giving up his seat on the subway? And how many times will you see Dicaprio driving around in a Prius? He is Hollywood royalty, right? But he also trying to save the environment. So you can give it to him for this one. There is some controversy about his private yacht trips. But what can you say? The next celeb, though, did something few would even think about. Kristen Bell is beloved for her bubbly personality and comedy chops, but she might also be the queen of bargain weddings. YES, she literally used a 40% off Bed Bath & Beyond coupon for hers. I mean, can you imagine? Everyone else is dropping six figures on flower walls and crystal chandeliers, while Kristen's like, "Nah, babe, I got us this toaster and these towels half off." It's quirky, it's funny, and honestly, it's kinda genius. But critics say it cheapens the Hollywood glam image. Like, you can't play a Disney princess on screen and then swipe discount codes on your big day. Or can you? I don't know. But I do know that a rock legend can drive a minivan. In fact, Dave Grohl, rock legend and Foo Fighters frontman, is already doing it. On paper, that's cute. In reality, some fans feel low-key cheated. Like, if you're paying $300 to scream along at his concert, shouldn't he at least drive something cooler than a 2012 Honda Odyssey? But Dave insists he doesn't care about luxury. He's just a normal dude. just like Halle Berry, one of the most glamorous women in Hollywood history. Yet, even she has a soft spot for coupons. Yep, she's not just a casual coupon clipper, she's an avid collector. This is where it gets divisive. Some people are like, wow, she's so grounded. Others, really? You're worth $90 million, and you're worried about saving 75 cents on frozen pizza? It raises the big question. At what point does frugality turn into absurdity? For Halle, maybe coupons are just fun. For the rest of us, it feels like she's cosplaying as a broke college kid. But hold on. Listening to what Sarah Jessica Parker, also known as Carrie Bradshaw, is doing would make you forget Halle. I mean, the woman who practically turned Sex and the City into a walking Louis Vuitton ad is out here dressing her son in hand-me-downs. Yes, the same woman whose character bought $500 shoes like they were chewing gum is reusing baby clothes. Fans love it. Look, she's a mom like the rest of us. But critics say it's strategic branding. Think about it. Carrie Bradshaw is synonymous with luxury, so what's the easiest way to stay relatable in real life? Yep, swap the Jimmy Choos for secondhand onesies. Some even accuse Parker of deliberately playing frugal mom to soften her high-fashion reputation. What do you guys think? Next on the list? Warren Buffett, the billionaire on a budget. This man could buy entire countries, yet he still lives in the same modest house he bought in 1958. And his breakfast of choice? McDonald's. Yes, the man who controls Wall Street wakes up and chooses between a sausage biscuit and an egg McMuffin depending on the stock market. His wife even gives him exact change in the morning, like he's a teenager asking for lunch money. It's bizarre, admirable, but bizarre. Fans say it's proof Buffett is disciplined. Critics say it's plain ridiculous. You've got more money than entire governments, and you're still pinching pennies like a high school kid with a part-time job at Subway. Some even argue that Buffett's cheap lifestyle is more about branding than reality. His entire empire is built on investor trust, and what's more trustworthy than the image of a simple, frugal old man who eats McNuggets? So, are they really frugal? Or the bugger question: do we actually want our celebrities to be frugal? Think about it. We go to their concerts, buy their merch, and binge their movies because they live larger than life. We don't want Beyoncé haggling over Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. We want her dripping in diamonds on stage. When celebs lean too hard into "I'm just like you" territory, it can backfire. It starts to feel condescending, like, "Oh, thanks, Jennifer Lawrence, for showing us your Chevy Volt. You still have a mansion, a stylist, and a Dior contract." And let's not ignore the double standard here. If your neighbor brags about using coupons, nobody cares. If Warren Buffett does it, suddenly it's a headline. Why? Because it plays into the narrative we want to believe. That wealth doesn't always corrupt, that even billionaires still like McDonald's. It comforts us. It makes us feel like the gap between them and us isn't so massive, even though, spoiler alert, it absolutely is. So, what's the takeaway? Celebrities are masters of image control. Some of these frugal habits might be real, sure, but let's not kid ourselves. Every single one of these stories doubles as a PR win. It's not just about saving money, it's about saving face, about selling the idea that fame and fortune haven't changed them. And that's the real controversy. Frugal habits aren't shocking. What's shocking is how strategically they're used to keep us hooked. Celebs don't just act on screen, they act at the grocery store, in their cars, even in their breakfast choices. Because at the end of the day, relatability sells. And nothing sells better than the illusion that your idol, your superstar, your billionaire hero is just like you. So, next time you hear about Lady Gaga clipping coupons or Warren Buffett at the McDonald's drive-thru, ask yourself, Is this reality, or is it Hollywood's most underrated performance? Because in the world of fame, sometimes the cheapest move of all is faking frugality.